All right, Torella, it is February of 2013. There are over 4,000 people about to set sail on the 4-day cruise of their dreams out of Galveston, Texas, and they are going to cruise through the Gulf of Mexico all the way to the beautiful and always sunny Cozumel, Mexico, where there are no birds that attack windows. They are in for 4 days of bottomless buffets and bad decisions.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Lots of bad decisions, right? That's the plan.
Ideally.
That's ideal, yeah. Except instead of sun and pina coladas, they got sewage-soaked carpet and cold, soggy sandwiches. Yeah. And overflowing toilets. We can't forget about that.
Yikes.
Yikes indeed.
Yikes.
Okay, so all of that, and it's set to the beautiful tune of nothing but the ocean breeze and the smell of a porta potty.
Oh, gosh.
Uh-huh.
Whoa.
So we're not talking about just a bad vacation, y'all. We are talking about the poop cruise. You asked for it.
You did.
We are here to tell you about it.
Literally everywhere in the groups is like, oh my gosh, have you watched Trainwreck Poop Cruise? Please cover it.
So here we are covering it, and we are now covered in trauma.
Yeah,
So
we're doing the Lord's work for you guys. So be sure that you like and subscribe this video.
Uh-huh.
I said that wrong. You like this video and then you subscribe to us.
Just do all the things. If there's a button, just get in there and start clicking it.
Because
Leave us a comment.
Yeah, please do.
And tell us if you went on the poop cruise.
Oh,
that'd be fun.
That would be
right.
That would be sad for you, but great for us. I would like to know.
But yeah, give us your BTS,
please,
if you were there, because I want to know some more firsthand stuff, right?
Goodness gracious.
All right, y'all. So grab your red plastic bags, K-Cuties. We are boarding the Carnival Triumph, where the only thing more toxic than the plumbing was the PR response to this nightmare.
Because why wouldn't it be?
Because why wouldn't it be? Because one trauma is clearly not enough.
You need at least a triad.
Well, I think they got more than that.
I think they did.
But let's get into it.
All right. So on board the Carnival Triumph, which interesting name considering, there are 3,143 passengers and 1,086 crew members, and we are going to talk about the main characters of the Trainwreck
episode. Yeah.
Poop Cruise. All right, Jen Baxter is the ship's cruise director. Lovely accent. Then we meet Ashley, who was celebrating her bachelorette party on the cruise, and she was there with her friends Kaylin and Jamie. They were, like, we're here for a good time, not a long time situation. Bad decisions is their goal on this cruise.
100%.
We also meet Devon Marble, who was on board with his fiance's family, and he wanted to impress his... Bless him.
I know.
He wanted to impress his future in-laws.
Yeah.
And then they all have to crap in a bag.
Yes. Well, he says too, like, they just got engaged. So this is like, they know each other, but like, it's serious now.
Yeah. He's like pretty much the last time I talked to this guy, like his soon-to-be father-in-law before this trip, was like to ask for his permission to propose to his daughter.
Yeah.
And then we go on this cruise together, and then, oh man, does it fall apart. Like, that sucks. All right. I'm not 100% sure how to say his name. Abhi?
I think it's Abhi.
Abhi? Okay. He was a chef on the Triumph. He is hilarious. I love him so much.
So funny.
He is so funny. He's trying to keep people fed. He is doing the Lord's work.
Yeah, he is.
He says, what the fuck, about 100 times.
Yes. Every time that man pops up on the screen, he just says, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And honestly,
warranted every time.
He's not wrong.
100%. Yeah. Hannah is a bartender, and she was born in the Soviet Union. She says that it was really funny to watch Americans fight over sandwiches, because
it was like being in a dictatorship in the USSR, and now you know what it's like. And I was just like, girl, what?
She has some very
strong
interesting
feelings.
Lines.
Yeah.
Like,
but she also says, like, I never thought I would leave leave there and like be working on an American cruise ship. Like, this is the dream. But then as soon as the like dream turns bad, she's like, and this is what it's like.
Yeah, she's like, it's
so bizarre.
I know, it's like when we get snow in Tennessee and all the northern people are like, oh, what do you get a little snow? Can't drive in it. I'm like, we're not used to this. Like, we don't know how to drive in it. She's like, oh, what? Is it like really hard to be covered in poop and not have food? Like, I don't know.
She was very like blasé about the whole thing, right?
She also had that one line where she said, how she loved working on the cruise ship.
Yeah.
And it was so fun to her. And she was like, this is amazing. And she's like, lot of sex.
Yeah.
On the cruise
Everybody's
ship.
sleeping together.
Everybody's sleeping together. Everybody's having sex. All the sex. It's so fun.
Yeah.
Like,
she's like, I love it.
Yeah.
She even says in there, like, the morning the alarms go off, she's like, I wasn't in my bed. I was in another crew member's bed. And I'm like, girl, I don't know why this is relevant to the story, but like, okay.
It's not. Yeah.
I'm like, go ahead, girl.
Steven is the guest services manager, and he's in charge of the satellite phone and disaster logistics and a public relations meltdown in real time.
He's a precious baby angel.
He is. He really had his work cut out.
He did.
For him. Larry and Rebecca Porrette, maybe?
I'm assuming they're from Texas, so I would say Porrette.
Yeah, they do seem very Texas.
Yeah.
They were a father-daughter duo who went on the cruise. I did not initially realize that she was only 12 when they went.
Poor little baby.
Yeah, so it was supposed to be this like daddy-daughter thing. They were like, oh, we're best friends. We love to hang out together.
And then they were sweet.
Yeah, and Larry and Rebecca's mom had just divorced like fairly recently.
So this was supposed to be like a fun trip for them to like get together or whatever and like do some bonding.
Little cutie patooties.
I know, they were. They set out on, what was it, the 7th?
February 7th.
February 7th. Everything's going really great. This is supposed to be a 4-day cruise, okay? So the first 2 days are at sea. Everything's going good. We pull up at Cozumel. We disembark off the boat. We are having margaritas and tacos and doing all the stuff and things that you do. And then everybody gets back on the boat and they're like hungover, sunburned.
Oh, yeah.
Tired.
And honestly, hearing from, I forget the bride's name. Oh, Ashley. Yeah. Her and her friends, it was honestly a miracle that they made it back on, that everybody made it back onto the ship. Like, because she said, she even was like, I didn't know, like, basically, like,
she's like, I don't remember getting back on the boat.
Yeah, I don't remember that. And I'm like, oh my god.
Oh, and they show pictures too. Like, clearly pictures that have been provided, but they're like, of them falling down in the hallway and like can't get into the room. Like, it's very funny. Like, very, very bachelorette party.
Oh, very, yeah.
So that was fun.
Yeah.
The nightmare of this trip truly begins at 5:30 a.m. on February 10th. First of all, can you imagine a fire alarm going off at 5:30 in the morning when you were absolutely hungover, maybe still drunk? I would die.
Yeah.
I would simply pass away.
Yeah. Like, there might be some people who just slept through it.
There might have been, yeah. So at this point, the ship is on its way back to Galveston, right? Passengers are sleeping off everything from the night before. The fire alarm starts going off. Everyone at that point has woken up and is making their way to their muster stations, which, if you've ever been on a cruise, task number 1 for everyone is a safety briefing. And they tell you, in the event of emergency, it's like by cabin numbers or something like that. Like, whatever room you're in, there is a designated spot for you to go, and that is where your lifeboat will be, and that's like where everybody's supposed to convene.
And your life jackets and all,
all your stuff is there, right? Yeah. But they see smoke and flames coming from the giant red fin thing on top of the ship, right? So then people are now very concerned. They're like, holy crap, this boat is on fire. What are we going to do? And precious little Rebecca says, a fire on a boat is worse than a fire on land because there's nowhere you can go and there's nothing you can do. And I was like, oh.
And she can't.
She was 12.
She was 12, and she was like, I thought I'd never see my mom again.
It made me sad. That part really, really made me sad, right?
So sweet.
So at this point, some people start dragging like their mattresses outside, right? They're camping out on the deck chairs
Yeah.
and wrapping themselves in blankets and just kind of like
And, like, covering. Yeah, they're just trying to get
Get
out
some
into the
shade.
open air and get shade.
open air and get some shade, right? But at this point, spirits are still like high-ish. They're like, okay, this is like a fun camping adventure. Like, we're gonna make the best of it. Haha, whatever. Like, this will be a fun story to tell. People are looking for the bar. They're like, whatever. Just it's fine. Like, it's fine. It's gonna be fine. No big deal. Things are generally fine. And then one person goes to flush a toilet, and it doesn't flush.
It doesn't flush.
It doesn't flush. So word spreads quickly that the plumbing is maybe out on this ship.
Which they decided that the plumbing was associated with the power. Is that right?
Yes.
It had to have the power. Yeah.
Yeah. So me and Sean talked about this. I think what probably happens is that because you're on a ship, right? Like, it's got to be contained. So it probably has some sort of like processing that it goes through to get to the storage tank, let's say.
Yeah.
I don't want to think about it, but I'm assuming that's what's happening. And so in order to get it down there, it would probably require power or like some parts moving or something to make that happen.
Okay, yeah.
So like our normal toilet in our bathroom doesn't need power, but this one does. Probably the same in airplanes, I would assume.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Which also like bleh.
I don't plumbing is not my thing, okay? It's not for me.
No.
That's a boy job.
Yes.
I don't believe in gender roles, but that's one I do.
Yeah. That and yucky trash stuff.
Okay, so at this point, word has spread that the toilets aren't flushing, and people are starting to freak out a little bit more. Like, they're like, okay, this fun camping adventure, she ain't so fun anymore. And poor Jen and the rest of the crew are having to try to figure out what to do, how to tell, like, what to tell people to do, and like, how do we handle this? Because
where do we go?
Where do we go? And at this point, I think they still think that maybe this is a glitch. I don't think they've gotten back in the control room yet. So they don't know that, like, the power ain't coming back.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jen says that she makes a joke. Like, she's like, haha, I was joking with my team. Like, well, we can just tell people to go number 1 in the shower. But, you know, like, for number 2, that's a little more tricky. Haha. And they were like, yes, we're going to pee in the shower.
Yeah.
And she was like, okay.
Okay.
And so then they were like, well, what do we do about poops? And someone was like, I know. We'll have them poop in a bag. And Jen was like, okay. Again, we still think this is going to be temporary. So, like, not a huge deal, right? So they go door to door and they're sliding these red biohazard bags under your door. And they're like, hey, if you have to do a number 2, put it in the bag. Tie it up, sit it out in the hall, and the crew will come pick it up.
Oh my gosh.
I know. It's like a dog bag.
Yes, it's like a dog bag. And it's crazy because Jen has to get on the freaking like big like PA system, and she's like, hey everybody, we've decided that if you've got to do a number 1, do that in the shower. And number 2s are going to go in the red bag. Just seal them up and we'll pick them up from the hallway. And it's like, and also everybody's saying number 1 and number 2. Like so many people are like, so then I had to do a number 2.
Yeah.
It's
so funny. It's funny, but it's not.
No, yeah. I mean, now we can laugh about it.
No. So then we hear from Abby again, who drops another what the F on us. But he says basically they did what they could. So they had to go in and throw out all of the perishable food. He starts making sandwiches because that's all they had. And he also says at one point he has to use the restroom. So he finds a public restroom. Brace yourselves. Cover your ears if you don't want to hear it. It's going to be disgusting. He says it was the nastiest thing that I've ever seen in my life. People, were covering the poop with toilet paper and then pooping on top of it. So it was layer after layer, like a lasagna.
Oh my gosh.
And I'll never eat that again.
I was like,
I know.
Like, oh gosh, I can't. Yeah. He was like, I'll never look at a lasagna the same way again.
I won't either. Abby, thank you so much for sharing that with us. The class really needed to know.
Yeah. Oh, it was terrible.
Oh, God, yeah. All right.
So, day 2 of this disaster. Oh, my gosh. The mood has shifted.
Yeah, she has.
It's not the same anymore. So at this point, trying to find a bathroom is mission impossible.
Yeah.
Like, you've got to do a whole thing. And so somebody had told Kaylin, Ashley's bridesmaid, if you take the life jacket beacon out of the life jacket and pour soda over it, it will light up. Because like you said, all of the interior, all of that,
it's gone.
It's so dark.
Yeah.
You can't see anything. So they need the like beacon, the light.
Yeah.
So she does that, and she's like, you know, it's like this dark cabin with a disco strobe light. And I'm trying to pee in the shower, and she's like, no, I can't. And then she said, at this point, the pee wasn't draining. It was just sitting there.
I know.
And I'm like, oh my gosh.
I know.
It's, you know, at least dudes can wee over the side.
They can wee over the side, and they will later.
And they will. But she's having to stand in the shower.
Yeah.
And try
under
to get
a disco strobe light.
Yeah. And try to get her legs enough out to where she's not going to pee on the side of her leg, which she probably still did anyway, because I don't know. Because girls, we have a hard time with that. And then now it's just not draining, and she's just
so then you have to now you have to try to figure out how to stand outside of it. So it's, oh God, okay.
I cannot even imagine.
I know. So at this point, like we said, it's a tent city. Like people are bringing their bedding out. They are like making shades over parts of the deck to sleep under to find shade because there's no working AC. Yeah.
It's just like, could you imagine you've got to be out on a deck, or else the air is just so hot and it's stagnant. At least there
inside. You get a breeze.
You can breathe. You might have a breeze out there, but you've also got the hot tropical sun beating down on you. So it's like you've got to cover up. It's just crazy. And so the crew was like, you know, we should give him an open bar.
And Jen, poor little Jen was like, please don't.
Don't do that. Unequivocally against that. And I was thinking when they were like, let's do an open bar, I was like, let me tell you one thing you don't need. Let me tell you one thing you don't need is tomorrow morning the beer shits from your open bar.
Yes. Or vomiting from drinking too much. Or people fighting because they're drunk and it's hot.
Yes. Yeah.
Like
people are already tired.
Yeah.
They're cranky. They're not eating very much. This alcohol is going to go a long way.
Oh, yeah.
And emotions are already running high.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're going to throw
and then you're like, let's give them alcohol. All the alcohol they can drink. Yeah. Whether they got the drink package or not, get on in here.
Yeah. And Jen's like, I told them not to do that.
Yeah.
Let the record reflect.
For real.
So finally on February 11th, the plan at this point was we're going to get a tugboat.
Yeah.
And that tugboat is going to come from Progreso, Mexico, because we are close to the coast of Mexico at this point. And so that little tugboat is going to tug its way all the way over here. And it's going to pull our asses back. Yep. And then we'll figure it out from there.
The tugboat finds them. Like Forrest Gump and Lieutenant Dan.
Yep.
They're waving.
Hey,
Lieutenant Dan.
And there's two little tugboats.
And they hook up to the Triumph.
Everything's going great.
Everything's going great. As great as a thing can go, right? Except when the tugboats hook up and start tugging along, it shifts the angle of the ship. Now, keep in mind, also at this time, the weather changes for the worse.
Of course it does.
Unexpectedly.
Of course it does.
And I say unexpectedly because they didn't know what to expect.
They didn't know.
Because they didn't know where they were.
No. They were like, we are just here. Whatever happens, happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is where the now not draining pee showers start to spill over. This is where the toilets and the sewage start to spill over.
Oh my gosh. I was watching that and I was like, like,
they show video that people took like on their cell phones and stuff, and like you can hear it.
Oh God.
You can
hear it.
See it.
Well, then you also have to like think about the fact that like the cruise ship is like a skyscraper in the sea.
Uh-huh.
And so it started out upright,
Uh-huh.
and now the tugboats have it, and I know what listing means now because
Yeah.
I'm a nautical
Expert.
And
A nauticologist
uh-huh.
is what we call that.
And so the tugboats hook up and they start pulling it, and it lists just enough.
Yeah, not a lot. Like the ship's not about to tip over.
No,
or anything.
nobody's like falling over, but it's just enough for all that to what. So then you think like you've got all these layers of all these decks and all that. It's raining sewage.
And
my gosh.
So my thought was like, holy crap! If all of this stuff, literally, holy crap, if it's all shifting to one side, does that make it tilt even more? Like, oh. Okay.
Ooh, yeah, I guess if it's...
it's not good. So Devon says, precious little Devon, he's like, you know what you're standing in, and we're in excrement. Ugh. And Larry says everything overflowed onto the floor, and it kept overflowing. And it was disgusting, and Torella and I watched it.
We watched it.
And we'll never be the same.
Mm-mm. Ever.
So if you liked this video and didn't want to watch it, like and subscribe so that we feel better about the trauma we're enduring.
Yeah, because our lives are now marked in before poop cruise and after poop cruise time.
100%.
Yeah. So finally on February 14th, this is day 5, after 5 days of floating, not 5 days total.
Yeah, no, this is 5 days in addition to the 3 days that they had already been out there, right? It was supposed to be a 4-day cruise, so this is...
Day 8, that's crazy.
So at this point, Carnival, the PR guy, his name is Buck Banks, and he's like, we're so excited that this boat is finally going to make land, but also we are preparing for a PR bloodbath, essentially.
As you should.
Yeah. But he says they were actually really shocked and relieved that so many passengers actually credited the crew for their superhuman effort.
Mm-hmm.
And like that part was actually not a PR spin. A lot of people were like, thank God for the crew. Like they worked so hard, like 20-hour days.
Yeah.
They slept in chairs alongside us. They answered every angry question that anybody had, and they did it with like professionalism. They really did the best they could given the circumstances.
Yeah, and they didn't sign up. I think it was Ashley that was like, they didn't sign up to pick up human feces for a week. And like that's what they had to do to keep it moving. Like they did what they had to do.
And they made it work. People didn't get money out of this, and you may be thinking to yourself, all they got was a free flight home and a reimbursement and $500, and you would in fact be correct.
Yeah.
Even though our boy Frank did his best to sue Carnival, here's what he figured out. So Carnival had a clause, a hold harmless clause, basically on its tickets. So it had a boilerplate disclaimer that said it makes absolutely no guarantee for safe passage, a seaworthy vessel, adequate and wholesome food, and sanitary and safe living conditions. So the clause basically said, if this turns into a poop cruise, we're not responsible.
So, what does my ticket include then? What am I paying for? Like, if I'm not guaranteed a safe passage, if I'm not guaranteed a seaworthy vessel, food, or sanitary living conditions.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you. We'll get into it. Okay, so basically passengers unknowingly waived their right to sue when they bought the ticket.
Yeah.
And you can't negotiate that, by the way. You buy the ticket as is or you don't buy the ticket. They also had a limit on liability and a choice of law provision in there. So if a lawsuit did manage to get past the waiver provision, passengers were legally boxed into suing in Southern Florida courts, even if they were in Galveston. So Carnival spent $115 million to repair and refit the Triumph. And in 2019, they renamed it the Carnival Sunrise, and it does still sail to Cozumel. So if you too would like to be on the poop cruise, you can. Mm-hmm. She's still out there.
Take your chances with it.
I know. They did also eventually admit to a design vulnerability.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. And they invested $500 million across the fleet to improve fire prevention, backup systems, and sewage management, calling it a teachable moment.
Okay.
Yep. That's that.
It's trauma with a capital T for everybody else, but a teachable moment.
Well,
for
it was
you.
teachable with a capital T for them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So post poop cruise,
Mm-hmm.
I thought this was hilarious. Ashley made it to her wedding. She got married, and she gave her bridesmaids their gifts in red biohazard bags with a bow on them.
I love that.
That is healing with humor right there.
Yes.
Devon and his father-in-law still travel together just on dry land. They're not messing with cruises anymore. And,
I wouldn't either.
No, I would not either. And Rebecca and Larry still do daddy-daughter cruises. They just will not be using Carnival again.
I also very fair.
Also would not. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's the poop cruise, friends. You asked, we delivered,
Yeah.
and now we're traumatized.
That was rough stuff. That
It
was
was.
rough stuff. That's crazy.
But thanks for tuning in.
Yeah. And we'll catch you next time. Bye.
Bye.